Hey guys, Darkovika here, and I'm actually not 100% sure where this vlog is gonna go because I didn't really plan it out. Most of the time when I go into a vlog, I plan it out and I'm like, okay ADD, don't go in that direction, we're going in this direction. For this one, I wanted to talk about growth, and I guess the channel as a whole, because as we grow, and I mean I'm at like 2,200, which is amazing, but still really small, especially when we consider the fact that I still only have like 45 views max on a video, which is not bad. And I love my community very, very, very much. You guys are amazing. And for some of you who wonder why my views are so small as compared to my subscribers, technically, I think we have 700 subscribers. Technically, because I've had this YouTube channel for 7 years, and 3 years ago I did the Yogscast, Hey Yogscast song, and that got me, I think, the 1,500 subscribers, or no, it got me about like 1,000 subscribers, and then on and off for about 3 or 4 years, I was doing my YouTube channel, but due to extremely depressing circumstances and just really hard times that some of you may remember actually from when I was live streaming at my really shitty apartment that I hated while I was working as a secretary at a job that I loathed. One thing I refuse to ever do ever again is data entry, secretary, and front desk jobs. I refuse. I absolutely refuse. I will never do those jobs ever again in my entire life unless I am starving. I was absolutely at my lowest point, and my YouTube channel, which was the only thing that could really bring me out of that dark cloud, I couldn't even really commit to because my internet was really just shitternet. It didn't exist. Videos, to upload them, I had to start them like 2 days in advance because it was literally like thousands of minutes and it was not guaranteed that it would upload. I had nowhere to go to upload my videos. I mean, it was pretty bad. You guys can see my knee pop up out of the corner. I sit in chairs really weird. And I would go straight home and just cry. I would crawl into my bed. I literally could barely afford food. My brother would like sometimes buy us Stouffer's, which I don't know if any of you know what that is. It's like a bag of pre-made food that you stick in a pan and you just put like a cup of water and then the sauce, and it takes like 10 minutes to make. That was gourmet food for me. Every now and then when my boyfriend at the time would come visit, I'd be like, honey, can you buy us pizza? And he would be like, of course. And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm gonna have pizza. It was just a really bad time, really bad decisions. And I mean, not decisions. I didn't really make any decisions. I didn't have time to make decisions. I got home like late. I'd crawl into bed, hide under my blankets, and like have my laptop under there, which was my MacBook at the time and not my really nice laptop now that my parents very kindly bought me. But it was my MacBook, which was like 10 years old even by that point, and I'd watch PewDiePie videos. And YouTube was literally all that I had because I was a full-time student, and I couldn't even put all into my channel. And then when I finally moved out of my apartment and back into my parents' home, I didn't have a room because there was no place for me. I slept in the den, and my sister got the room, and I couldn't do videos. I'm sure some of you recall that horrible time of videos when I did try. I had to record at like 10 o'clock at night when no one was in the den because that's where I slept. Where I slept? Yeah, where I slept. And I would just sit there whispering, oh my God, guys, look, a monster. And it was just like the worst videos ever, and I hated them, and I just stopped. I was so disappointed, and I hated my videos, and it was something that I loved. I loved my channel so much, and I couldn't give it the love and attention that I wanted to. Even if I edited my videos, they were still shit because I couldn't speak. I had to whisper. I couldn't record except at night when everyone was asleep, and I was in the den. Literally, this was the loudest I could get before people would start hearing me in their rooms. And I'm a loud individual, I'm sure you all have noticed. So that was my YouTube at the time. And that's why it's taken me so long. And some people say, if it's taken you 7 years to get this far, you're not meant for this. And I'm like, there are extenuating circumstances that you just don't understand. And I'm not going to explain except right now in this video. So for some of you who have been wondering, that's the story behind the adventure of this YouTube channel. And I mean, there's There are so many videos. We're about to hit 700 videos on this channel. Like, just take that in for a second. 700 videos, and I think I've only finished like 3 of them. There are 3 video games. Like, just understand that. There's a lot of vlogs on here. That's how I started originally, but not important. Half-Life was the first video game I ever did. That was crazy. I wish I'd stuck with it. It's like my biggest regret in life. What I wanted to talk about was, I guess, the direction for my channel and things that I wanted to focus on. Because every great YouTuber, and I'm not a great YouTuber yet, I'm just a small one, and who knows, maybe one day I will be big, maybe one day I won't be, but this will be memories that I want to look back on and say I tried, and I did everything I could. Maybe I'll be 60 and still making videos. Who'd watch that? I'd watch that. 60-year-old Darkovika going, what is this? Back in my day, we had video games that you couldn't touch. Now you got all your weird freaking virtual. Back in my day, we had .hack. You wouldn't play a virtual reality game because you'd die in Sword Art Online. Meh. That'll be 60-year-old Darkovika. But I guess the direction that I wanted to go for my channel is something that I've really started to come to terms with, and that's the fact that nobody's perfect. Oh God, no, please don't sing Hannah Montana. Nobody sing Hannah Montana. Nobody's perfect. Okay, well, I did it. Now you can't do it. No, I'm gonna do it anyway. Nobody's perfect, and things that you might feel really strongly about, you may not feel that strongly about it in the future. For example, and this is going to be tough for me to kind of, well, one thing that I'm kind of ashamed of myself, and I have been ashamed of myself, or ashamed in myself? Ashamed of? That I do? English. I get in fights on YouTube. I get in comment fights and comment wars, and it was something that got really bad for a little while. Like, I would just get so upset when people would start fighting, or when people would insult other people. I would just jump in there like all Iron Man, here to protect you. Here's all of my sarcastic, witty rebuttals. And it was like, part of me knew that it didn't matter. It's the internet. Like, these are comments, and I'm just feeding into this, and I couldn't stop myself. And I think the moment I realized that I had a problem was when, and I'm not going to go into this because it's personal, but I got attacked by someone IRL over the internet. They attacked my now ex-boyfriend, and I blew up. But I mean, it was a really serious issue, and it took me just that one response, and they responded back really violently, and I was like, I have a problem, and I just ended it right there. And I've tried my absolute hardest to turn rage that I feel when I see people being cruel or trolls or monsters on the internet and just hurting people unnecessarily and spreading hate propaganda. It just pisses me off so much to see people filled with so much hate on the internet. And I know it's not my place, and I know it makes no difference for me to challenge these people, and no, it doesn't change anything. So what I try to do instead is to be, and then it's so hard, is to be as kind and gentle. If I have to reply, I refuse to rise up. I got into an argument with someone on one of my friend's Facebook pages. I was really proud of myself. I didn't know I was in an argument. We were talking about Twilight, and I was interested to hear what she had to say because I like Twilight. Please don't hate me. I like Twilight, and I mean, I obviously was arguing for Twilight, and she had good arguments. There is issues with Twilight that exist, but these are books, and yes, people are impressionable, and yes, these are people who are reading Twilight who can be easily persuaded, but when people start talking about books that shouldn't exist, or books that shouldn't be written, like 50 Shades of Grey, I can't honestly argue that that should exist, but when people start talking about how certain books shouldn't exist or shouldn't be written, what they're saying, and what they don't realize that it's what they're saying, is that someone's creativity should be stamped out. That we should take someone's free will, something that someone had emotion in or really cared about or caused them to feel. Books are how we learn. Books are how we make mistakes. It's how we foster creativity. In any movie like Indiana Jones or Assassin's Creed, the video games, when they try to stamp out free will, They burn books. Books are the first place they go to because it is free will. You're writing a world that doesn't exist, that can't exist, that will never exist. And yes, people took Twilight a little too seriously, I'm sure. They went out looking for their Edward and eventually realized that, this person doesn't exist. We also have to understand that Edward was based off of books that were written in a period where women were kind of treated poorly. So Edward was written... Okay, this is not a video about why Twilight is a good book. I have to remember this. It's, okay, long story short, I got in a disagreement, except I was trying to kindly listen to this person's opinions, and I was basically validating them, like, that is a good point. Here's my rebuttal. What she saw was me backtracking, and she just got so angry and so furious throughout the whole thing, like, oh, how dare you talk about, like, oh, this is what every woman wants, I'm independent. And I was like, I'm freaking independent. You want me to tell you my life story? I don't understand. Why can't I want a good relationship? Why can't I want romance? Why can't I want to be treated like a princess and still be an independent woman? I am an independent, sorry, that, okay, it's like Tourette's, man, just happens, terrible jokes. It was just interesting to watch how people rise so easily, and how I used to. I mean, I still do sometimes. I'm like, and then I stop. I'm like, no. Take a breath. Stop. Backspace. Kindness. So, I mean, I guess the direction that I want to go with my YouTube channel is that nobody is perfect, and people are going to say things to you that are hate-filled and fury-filled, and I mean, people are going to say things to me eventually if my channel ever gets anywhere, that they're going to call me fake. They're going to say that I'm just trying to be like everyone else. I can already call like 50% of what they are, but what I keep remembering is 3 years ago, someone attempted to troll my channel and start a big war with me, and they like posted comments on all of my videos about how I didn't deserve to be famous and how I didn't deserve the attention and how I was a terrible singer and that they were much better. And then I went to look at their videos because I was like, okay, what is going on? And I mean, outside of the fact that it was very clear that they were a troll and they were literally just trying a hate campaign, because some people want that attention. And when you give them attention based off of the hatred that they are showing you, you're actually giving them exactly what they want, and that is to be attacked because they're famous. That's all that matters. They don't care if they're famous for a good reason, and that's not necessarily something that we should hate them for. It's just they want to be famous, and that's it. And I mean, that's what it is. So when you give in, you're just giving them what you want or what they want, and ruining your day or your month or whatever, how long this goes on. And when I looked at the comments on this person's video, I mean, it was exactly what they were that was exactly what they wanted, and it was exactly what they were getting. The comments on this person's videos were just so brutal and so violent, like, how dare you talk to her, and in much more violent tones. And it was just, I was really surprised. I mean, I was kind of pleased that people were so vehemently fighting for me, but I ended up releasing a video saying, you know, I don't want to be that kind of channel. I don't want to start fights. I don't want to start wars. I just want to have fun and to be happy and play video games, and I just want to do what I want to do. And you know, people were like, "Oh wow, you're so nice." And then oddly enough, the person totally backed down. They were like, you know, somebody stole my account. I'm gonna shut it down, and they shut it down. I mean, like, they literally stopped uploading. They stopped commenting on my videos, and it was really interesting to see that I had actually won with love and kindness. I just didn't want anyone to attack a person on my behalf, no matter what they had done to me, and that is at the core of my being. I just want people to be happy. I don't want hatred. I don't want smear campaigns. I don't want fights. I don't want battles. I just want happiness and adventure and friends. And I know it's not possible for me to make everyone happy in the world, but I want people to understand that we are all different, that we can do whatever the hell we want. And I mean, that's also part of, I guess, the direction that I want to go for. And that's that you shouldn't care. And I know it's harder than this. It's so much harder than this, especially in high school and middle school. Ugh, middle school. You should never care what people think of you. You should never do what people want you to do. For the longest time, I dressed the way I thought I should dress, as according to my station in life, which was I was a nerd. So I wore boxy t-shirts, I wore baggy jeans, my hair was always in my face. I mean, it was also partly because of something else, but I dressed that way, not because I mean, it was comfortable, but it wasn't because I particularly liked it. It didn't make me happy. It was just comfortable, and I was doing what people expected. And then somewhere down the line, I just got super sick of it and started wearing frilly clothes and girly clothes and still going around and acting like a dude. It was really interesting. It was a strange period. And obviously, there's kind of a weird in between now. Some days you'll see me in videos, I got crazy eyeliner on and all this cover up and makeup, and I'm like, hey guys, what's up? And I'm like wearing a dress. And then other days I'm just like, I haven't showered, it's fine, let's go. And it's like, I guess I want you guys to kind of do whatever you want. If you want to be seen as someone who wears makeup all the time and dresses in pink and talks like a valley girl, if that makes you happy, then that is fantastic. I don't care anymore. I don't want you to act any other way. I have realized that I'm part of this system that's trying to force people to be something that they are not. And if it makes you happy, that's great. If it doesn't make you happy, I'm not going to push you towards anything because I don't know what's going to make you happy. I just know that you're not happy. So I'm just going to be me and do what I do, and hopefully you'll see something or learn something that makes you want to be you. Because I'm not going to judge people anymore. That's a very, very tall order. But I'm not going to judge people anymore on what they read or what they watch or how they dress. I refuse. Some of the sweetest people I know would probably be avoided by every old woman on the street or whatever. Some of the sweetest people I know wear clothing that is marked as damaged and, rebellious, and they're like the sweetest people. They're the kindest, best do-gooders that I have ever known in my entire life, and I would never... It's so hard for me to phrase this. It's something that's so interesting to me and something so important to me that I have subconsciously, in my own effort to not judge people, I have somehow backwards judged people. And I think it was when someone said to me, because I was sitting at a table and we were talking about alcoholic drinks, and if she ever sees this video, I'm sorry, I'm using you as an example. I know you didn't mean this as anything weird. It was just something you said that made me think really hard for no reason. We're talking about alcoholic beverages, and there was this girl sitting next to me that I didn't know, and she was talking about how she was this really hard drinker, heavy drinker, and I think a lot of the girls at my school hang out with the group of guys because they're all nerds. So the girls try to act like the guys to fit in better, which is fine. Again, I have no judgments. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying be happy, whatever. And so she was talking about all these hard liquors that she drunk, and I was just like, oh, that's disgusting because I don't like hard alcohol. I'll drink, fruity drinks and stuff like that, this big, and I'll just knock out, go to sleep. All right, see you guys. I don't get drunk. I just get laughy. I refuse to get belligerent. I refuse to black out. Ugh. Who wants that? Again, no judgments. No, stop that. See what I mean? It just happens. You just judge people, even though you're trying not to. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Be happy. Stop judging me. And I'll stop judging. I'll try. She said, stop being such a girl. And I was like, I kind of can't. And it was just kind of, I got, I guess, insulted because she was a girl. And it wasn't that I was expecting her to be like me. And it's not that I am exceptionally tomboyish. I mean, again, I walk around in dresses, or I walk around in pants, or I walk around in yoga pants, or I walk around in big baggy jeans. It's kind of give or take. Depends on how much effort I'm willing to put in that morning. Mostly because, again, I just do it for myself. I don't care what people think of me. If I want to wear eyeliner, I want to wear eyeliner. I don't ever wear it for anyone else, because if I'm not comfortable in my skin, I'm not going to think I look pretty. And The idea is I want someone to see me when I think I'm pretty or when I feel pretty. Anyways, so she said, stop being such a girl. And it wasn't that she said man up, but she said, stop being such a girl. And I was just like, no. And in my head, I don't remember what I said exactly to her because I think I was just so shocked. I was just like, no, I'm going to be whatever I damn well please. If I don't want to like alcohol, I'm not going to like alcohol. I'm not going to drink these crazy liquors because you told me to. If I don't want to like them, then I'm not going to like them. It's not your decision. You don't get to peer pressure me into liking the same drinks that you like just because you think you're cool. And again, I'm not judging. It was just that in that instant, I was very insulted. And I was like, where did this start? And that was, again, what started the chain reaction of me overthinking this way too far. She apologized, which was very sweet of her. She didn't know me from Eve. And it was just, I guess it's one of those things. It was important to me to figure out, like, where did that come from? Is it because she hangs out with guys who are always talking about, oh, I went and drunk this crazy liquor because, you know, they're always battling each other and whatnot. And nerd girls tend to hang out with nerd guys. It's sort of a group thing. Nerd girls don't really hang out with nerd girls because there aren't enough of us. I know a lot of people are fighting this whole, like, oh, there are loads of nerd girls. I don't see that many outside of my school. I still don't see that many. It's still like a 20 to 10. 20 to 5. There's a ratio in there. There's more guys. We hide. Okay? I still see more guys. It's not that they don't exist. We hide. I got way off topic. Look, the idea is I'm trying my absolute hardest, and there are parts of me that I still don't like. And that, I guess the biggest one is that I end up judging people harshly based off of things that they like that society has told me that I shouldn't like 50 Shades of Grey. Who am I to judge? Some of my best friends, some people that I actually really care about, liked 50 Shades of Grey. No one in my family, thank God I didn't have to deal with that, but they liked 50 Shades of Grey. It didn't make them a bad person. They were still the people that I'd loved all my life, which was confusing to me. Society says this book is bad. If this person reads it, they must also be bad, except I know that they aren't. So it was like, where do I get off judging people for liking something that I don't like? It's like Game of Thrones. Like, every time I'm like, oh, I don't like Game of Thrones, and then people are like, and I'm like, why do you care? It's just a thing that's in. It doesn't, it's not, I'm not missing out on anything. I'm just missing out on boobs. I know, and it's season 2 got better. Okay, whatever. I've heard the whole argument. Right, so I guess the idea is getting better, addressing parts of you that may not be perfect, understanding that you should be able to do and feel comfortable in your skin. And I know it's not possible, at least not even right away, not even after years. It's hard, but I want you guys to know that here, I will never judge you, no matter what you say, unless you're really creepy stalkerish. Then I might be a little worried, but whatever you say in the comments section, I will never judge you. I will never be cruel to you. Even if you are cruel to me, if you hate me, if you slander? Is that the right word? Slander me? I don't think that's the right word. If you attack me, I will never hate you. I will never judge you. I don't know what's going on in your life. And the last thing I ever want is to cause you pain. Any of you, even people I don't know yet, who will maybe eventually join this YouTube channel. Because your lives are precious. Every single one of you. There may be 7 billion of us on this planet, but every single one of those people is important. Every single one of those lives matters because they're different in some way. No matter what the odds are, we are all different in some way, whether it just be tiny or whether it be super large. We're different, and that's what makes us special. And that will always be what makes you special. Because you are different, because you do not fit in, because you are like no one else. Maybe you do fit in. That also makes you special because you can do something some of us can't. You can fit in. You can see the things that people want, and you can adapt. Again, everything about every single one of you is what makes you special. And I will never judge any of you. And if I can get you guys to do the same, everywhere on the internet, especially on the internet. If we could spread this like a pink virus of love and affection, that would be great, because I think that's what I want. I want to actively help people. Charities are great, but I want to get out there and help people. And right now, I mean, I come up with excuses, and I probably could help people. Again, it's one of those things that I don't like about myself. I always put stuff off for the future, or I start something and I never finish it. I do that all the time. Like books. Jesus. But I want to change whatever we can change, whether it's the world or a small part of the world or the way people think and treat each other. If just by example, if we make one person's day better, then we have succeeded. And that's all I want, is to succeed at least once and change things, I guess. I will never hate anyone. And I may get angry, and I may mess up. I mean, again, like I said, it was a problem. I was getting in fights with everyone on the internet. I was like, I can't do this. I'm going to be a public figure. And I admit it. I will always admit my faults. Sometimes I rise to a fight. I'm a Leo the lion. Rawr. Sometimes I rise to a fight, and then I'm like, what am I doing? I gain nothing from this. So, as part of this, everybody post below something about yourself that you want to change. Talk about it. Don't just say my teeth. Talk about why you want to change it. It could be a physical attribute. It could be an emotional attribute. It could be that you harm yourself. Talk below. If anyone attacks you, we are an open community, and we will protect each other. I will protect you. I will always protect you. If I see a comment where you're being attacked, I will protect you. Maybe one day that will be harder for me in a larger community. But that's why I want to start this now. This growth, this family, this protectiveness, this unity. I can't speak. Keep messing up my words. This unity. Start this now, so that later on, when the community is big and strong and there are so many of us, maybe, if I'm hoping, we can affect them, and we can share and love and be affectionate. And if it happens, there's no stopping it. If the community grows to that level where people are, where I can't comment to anyone anymore, I mean, it's unavoidable, and we have to be above regret. We have to be above wishing that things were different, because it never works out that way, especially on the internet. So, I will see you guys in the next video. Post below something about yourself that you want to change, something about yourself that you are unhappy with, and why, if you can. You don't have to post something life-changing or dramatic, or, something really deep that may be difficult for you to talk about, unless you want to. And again, I will never judge you, because that is a part of me that I am actively trying to change, that I will pay attention to when I judge. It's interesting, I judge people on the internet less than I judge people in real life. I think it's like a visual thing. If I see you like people who are like, I don't read, and I'm like, no, wait, no judgments. We don't know. We don't know their life. We don't know their story. So I will see you guys in the next video. I love you all. Again, post below. You know what to do. There's a community gaming session this Saturday. Check the Steam page. Haley is holding it. It's Pretend You're Xizzy, which is basically Cards Against Humanity. It's a free game. It's a web browser game. You don't need to buy it to play. I hopefully will be able to join you guys, but if it's during the day, I have class for 9 hours. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you all very, very much, and here's to a bright, loving future. Bye.